Welcome to how to start a sprint race. These are the blocks we're going to be using. The first piece goes down in the middle of your lane. Make sure it's right in the middle so you get a good start, go straight down and win the race. When you're setting it up, you want it behind the starting line, about the width of your foot. This is personal preference. Some runners do the length, others do the width, others put it right on the line. Either way, you want it constant for every race.
These are the starting blocks. These attach to the main frame of the block. They will slide onto the side of the block. Notice how there is a metric scale right down the middle. There are different types of blocks, and this scale helps runners memorize their numbers in order to set up their blocks correctly and switch them when they're using different types of blocks. Alright, Zach's numbers are 20 in his left foot and 35 on his right foot. Notice how his left leg is in front of his right leg. Zach's dominant leg is his left foot, and therefore the dominant leg will be in the front.
This will change for every runner. If you have long legs, your number is going to be higher because it'll be back more. If you have shorter legs, they'll be in the front. If a runner is right foot dominant, then the right side will be in front. That's the basic setup of sprinting blocks. Next, we're going to show you how not to start. If you start with the blocks too far forward, you're going to have a problem. You get down, you get set, and you start. But you're probably going to eat track.
Okay, now we're going to teach Zach how to properly start on the blocks. Zach is going to stand over the blocks. He's going to get ready for the race. Okay, Zach is going to crouch down into a sitting position. Okay, now we're going to teach Zach how to place his hands behind the line properly. Okay. Ready, Zach?
Ready.
Okay. All right. Zach is going to stretch out his hands and place some of his weight on his hands. The distance between his hands should be slightly bigger than his shoulder length. Alright? Notice how he places his hands. His thumb is over here, and then the rest of the fingers follow. You do not want to place your hands into any awkward position. Now that Zach has his hands in the starting position, we can move on into the rest of his body. Alright. Zach is going to put his left foot on the block right behind it. He wants to get most of his foot on the block. Only the toe area of the shoe should be resting on the track. Next, Zach is going to move his right foot back onto the other block. Notice how his feet are mostly on the blocks. Now Zach is in a ready position.
Everything we've said so far are the steps you take before the official says, on your mark. Remember, hands, then feet. Make sure you're comfortable, because this is your last chance to move freely before the race starts.
Now that Zach is ready, he is sitting there and waiting for the official to move on with the race progress. Okay, the next command is get set. This is when Zach will bring his hips up slightly. Notice how he brings them slightly higher than his head, and he's facing down. He's not facing the track or the officials over there. Another problem racers have in this step is that they bring their hips too high, causing them to almost fall over, or they bring them too low and they're just in a crouching position. Okay, so now Zach will go back to his normal position. Zach, there we go. So now Zach is ready for the race. A runner should feel that he's going to fall over the line and that all the tension is on his arms and on his legs. The second the official says go, Zach is going to push off the blocks and go.
Woo! Now we're going to show that start a little slower. We go through on your mark, get set. At go, you're going to push off with all your force. And the first foot to take a step with your non-dominant foot, your back foot. Push off. And when I go, my first few steps will be choppy. My body is going to stay low and gradually come up.
Now we're going to give you a real-time run-through of how to set up your blocks in a radial race. Notice how Zach remembers to place his blocks in the middle of the lane. He measures out the distance and warms himself up. He places his feet back and places his hands on the correct spot and stretches out. Now he's ready for the race. Runner, on your mark. Get set. Go! Champion.